This is The Locker Room on News 3.
Hello and welcome inside our award-winning locker room show sponsored by your Hampton Roads Chevy dealers. Now, when sports fans are discussing their favorite movies, Space Jam is often listed. The original movie, which came out in the 90s, featured Michael Jordan, but today the latest Space Jam movie is released and LeBron James is the star. Now, lots of lucky local kids got the chance to check out the new flick thanks to a pair of NFL players from the 757. Houston quarterback and Hampton native Tyrod Taylor teamed up with former NFL defensive back and Newport News native Antoine Bethea, giving local children a day at the movie theater. The kids were certainly excited for their private screening of Space Jam.
I mean, the world, to be able to come back and be in the community. Of course, last year, COVID slowing things down. To be able to get back in front of the young kids in the community means a lot to me.
Whether it's at a camp or a situation like this, it's always giving them some inspiration, letting them know, regardless of what they go through in their everyday lives, bigger dreams are possible.
And for lots of these kids, those dreams include playing their favorite sports on the biggest stage, just like Taylor and Bethea.
When they have the ability to interact with people that have reached the plateau that they want to reach, whether it's the NFL, NBA, or whatever, their eyes just light up.
Bethea recently retired after playing 14 seasons in the NFL. Meanwhile, Taylor is about to begin his 11th season and first as part of the Houston Texans quarterback room.
To be sitting here at year 11, which still sounds crazy to me, to have an opportunity to start and compete at a high level and lead a young group to ultimately a Super Bowl is definitely a goal of mine. I'm excited. I know they're excited. And just can't wait to put the pads on and get to work.
Taylor and the Texans begin training camp July 27th. Such a fun day for those young kids. Now on the diamond, local pony teams are playing in win-or-go-home postseason matchups. And take a look at this Smithfield fan. It was a quiet day early on for the Smithfield Bats. High Point's Tyler Fortson makes that great play in left field to take away a hit, then almost doubles off the Smithfield runner at first. Then the Bats would find holes. Royce Hall with the single to right. This would drive home Ashton Livesay. Next batter, Kane Unz with the drive to the fence. That's a double, and that's an RBI. Smithfield is rolling at this point. They would not look back, winning 17-0 to move on, while High Point will be headed back to North Carolina. Let's turn to the Bronco Division. 12U Kempsville is needed a win, and they look good early. Nathan Crossland with the RBI single to center field. That'll put Kempsville up 3-0 with runners on the corners. Then Aiden Rakowski has a little help from the shortstop and makes it a 4-0 Kempsville lead over High Point in the first. But that is going to be all the damage Kempsville can muster. High Point's defense steps it up and Kempsville falls 18-4 to exit the tournament after a terrific run. Now this weekend on News 3, you can catch the State Open of Virginia, where a local product will be competing. Evan Beck, who just won Portsmouth's Eastern Amateur Championship last weekend, is competing, and if his success in the event he just won in the past is any indication of things to come, he could do pretty well in this weekend's State Open of Virginia.
So flashback to 2010 when I won the State Open, I think I finished second at the Eastern the week prior. So that's it never hurts to be in contention and to feel those nerves and play well under that pressure. So I think, anytime you can get close, it's beneficial.
You will be able to see how Beck and the rest of the field does at the State Open of Virginia when it airs on News 3 from 4 to 6 p.m. on both Saturday and Sunday. So some golf on our channel. We got to catch up with some NFL players in town who are doing some good for local kids, so that's always fun to see.
Yeah, how cool is it these kids got to spend the day with some NFL stars and watch Space Jam?
I know, right? I feel like especially this time of year from all sports, you see pro players from the area coming back, giving them these fun events. So it's definitely a good stretch of the year for these kids.